I became hyper vigilant and totally. I I am fixated on language. So, and I don't know if that's a natural proclivity or if it's something that emerged because of my upbringing or what. But yeah, the clarity with speech. I don't really like social conventions because they sound polite or this or that. Like, do you want to do the dishes? It's like, no, I will never want to do the dishes. I will do the dishes if you ask me to do the dishes, but I will not tell you that I want to do the dishes. That's a lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. This reminds me, I don't know if you saw my conversation with Womboy, but we spoke a lot about this. I think there's some weird, I relate to that. I'm not quite, I think there's a spectrum obviously of people who do that, but like there's this recent podcast that every once in a while I listen to it. It's called Take Your Shoes Off, but with Rick Glassman. But he was on Chris Williamson's podcast, which is a big podcast. But that
Mhm.
episode was a lot about that because Rick Glassman is very much that way, which he equates with being autistic. I don't, which, whatever. He may be autistic. I don't know. But then I feel like even now, I don't quite know what that means. But I more broadly, I just think of it as people who are neurodivergent in some way, like those kinds of little social, civil white lies, which are like, I guess, like technically, if you're being very technical, like it's not true. But I don't think most people who say that kind of stuff think of it as lying.
Mhm. Mhm.
They're just like, "Do you want to do the dishes?" And they're just like,
Yeah,
because
yeah, absolutely.
my kid, I have kids that are that way. Like in particular, one of my doctors, and daughters, and she'll just be like, "No," and I'm like, "Okay, I get it. Yes, of course. There's lots of things I don't want to do, but let me rephrase. Will you do the dishes now, please?" You know. So
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. There's something, I don't know. I feel like that's just, I don't know what that is. If it's but you're that way. If it's some sort of like emergent, higher degree of like self-reflexivity, self-awareness, where you're just like that kind of unconscious civility that maybe existed in like mid, the middle of the last century, just has kind of like evolved into like, no, I don't want to do the dishes, you know?